Would you believe us if we told you that we started something that's going to allow us to age in reverse?
It's true, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. It is true. Well, we don't know yet because we just we have to do this for a little while because we're only a week older than when we started.
Yeah.
But we want to take you on a journey with us and walk you through our first experience with NAD therapy. My name's Cavan.
I'm Lacy.
And we want to just take you on a full transparent journey on what we're doing to better ourselves through health and wellness. And today we're going to talk about NAD therapy, what that means, what it stands for, our experience, who we met, how we found out about it, and we're going to leave you with where we are right now. I break the record today.
No. Actually, yeah.
Most strategy needles and shoulders and I like to win. NAD therapy, also known as, which I'm going to mess this up, Nicotinamide Adenine Dinucleotide, Nicotinamide Adenine Dinucleotide.
Yeah, Dinucleotide. Nucleo is the
Anyway,
NAD.
NAD. What we did was we went to Liquivida, Naples, which is a med spa here in town, and the way this happened was I was posting about the Hidden Summer Retreat Conference on my Instagram, and this local business owner reached out and said that she wanted to attend. I saw that she was the owner of this med spa, and they do a lot of different things, which we're going to talk about momentarily. But I asked, like, hey, can we meet and chat? I would love for you to be involved, be at the event, and go from there. So that's exactly what we did. And how did it happen? What happened after that?
Yeah, so we went over to Liquivida, is the name of Angela's place. So we went over there, and there's all of these kinds of places that pop up. It's like very trendy right now.
Especially down here.
Especially here in Naples. IV therapy, vitamin B shots, all of these peptides, HRT. I'm sure you're seeing it all over your social media. So anyway, we're like, let's go check it out and see. It's just really cool when someone responds quickly and wants to get to know you and have a conversation with you. And so we're very one-to-one people. So we're like, sure, let's run over and meet Angela. And we stopped by Liquivida and had probably an hour-long conversation with her at the location, just kind of chatting with her about her business, her story, how she got started, what services they offer that, and so on.
Yeah, and one of the things that I look for in a person is personability, and she was just electric,
Yes.
radiant, welcomed us into her home, took us on a tour. It was a beautiful studio.
Yeah.
Very clean, very bright, natural light. It smelled.
Very friendly staff.
Yeah, I was going to say the smell.
Oh,
but I don't
oh
know.
the smell.
I went to it smelled
It's not the
amazing in
staff.
there. The staff smell good too, but it was just it was so fresh and almost like not, I want to say hospital because a hospital would make me feel like
No, it was welcoming but clean and sterile. So like you felt comfortable having services done there, knowing that they're doing it, the appropriate way, but also they have comfy chairs for you to sit in and a nice waiting room and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a good mix of both, like a comforting kind of spa environment, but also very clean, very sterile for the type of treatments that they do.
Absolutely, and they offer a ton of different treatments.
Yeah,
Right? Everything
everything.
from she took us on a tour, right? So you have the IV room with nice lounge chairs. You have the peptide room, the consultation room. They do HRT therapy, sexual therapy. Don't need that. Uh, weight loss therapy. But the thing about weight loss therapy is like Ozempic is really big right now, and all of this medication for weight loss is really big right now. But they draw a hard line and they say no to a lot of people, which I had instant respect for because there are practices out there where they'll take anybody just to earn $1. And that was a hard no for her.
Yeah.
She draws a hard line. I'm not going to say what the number is because I don't want to interpret what she said, but it was a certain amount of body fat that you needed to be at to actually go into that. And they do like to work with you, and they in the sense of health and wellness and nutritional habits, so you do not have to be on those therapies forever.
Yeah, and they monitor your progress going forward and stuff like that and stay in touch with you versus just giving you this shot of this supposedly miracle drug and then just saying, like, good luck. I think that's huge on Angela. Health and fitness is a huge part of her life, which is why we connected so well.
I haven't been in many of these med spas.
I have several.
But have you ever seen one with an in-body machine?
I have not. I honestly think none of the other med spas that I've been to are very focused on health conscious
Okay,
decisions.
right.
So no.
So this was something that pulled us in right away versus her personality, and then the what she offered, it went beyond, you know, facials and Botox and aesthetics, which they do as
Yeah.
well, but they are promoting health, which I found very attractive for
Yeah.
someone like myself, and I know you are in the same boat.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that comes down to, you know, this, I won't go off on a tangent, but like for me, even with like the Botox and the fillers, it comes down to like being happy with where you're at with yourself and your relationship with yourself, instead of using things like, you know, Botox fillers, weight loss drugs, et cetera, to give you your self worth. So that kind of goes hand in hand, and that's a deeper level of kind of like self respect and respect of the injectors and the practitioners that are helping their patients or their clients.
Absolutely, and I think that is a great transition to talk about Angela herself.
Yeah.
And I know I mentioned it before, but you know, she's this firecracker of a woman, like this is amazing
4'11"
energy.
of her.
Yeah, she's 4'11", but she's ripped.
Yeah,
Right?
she
She's
is.
49 years
Yeah,
old,
she looks
and I
amazing.
love her story. I don't want to spoil it. You know, she has a podcast that's coming out, and she tells her story, and I think she has a lot to offer as an individual. But you know, she reached out right away. She responded right away. She invited us over right away. She didn't ask for anything. She just wanted to introduce us to what she does to see if we were a good fit.
She's very people forward in her business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, she's a mom. She runs her own business. She's a lot going on, and I just thought that, you know, we hit it off as human beings before we did as people who could work together in a sense, which we're going to do at the conference as well,
Yeah.
which is super exciting. So if you are interested in the Hidden Summit Retreat and Conference, you can inquire with the link below, and Angela will be there, and she might have a surprise one or
Buy your
two.
ticket to meet Angela.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, participate in some of what she has to offer at the retreat as well.
Exactly.
Remind me, when was the first time you did this? Like how many years
I
ago?
did this 5 years ago.
Okay.
I started on a whim. I was just like trying. It was like throwing darts at the dartboard. I was just trying to find something to feel better, and I was doing vitamin IV therapy, and they were like, "Oh, you should try this NAD thing," and I'm like, "Okay." And I leave the research to the experts. I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I'll just do it." Right, and it's not not the best plan. But what I found for me was that I did what they required of me was a loading dose. So I had to do 4 days straight.
Oh, okay.
4 days straight. And then after that, you could do every like 6 to 8 weeks.
Sure.
So by the 5th one, my brain fog was cleared.
Wow.
It was crazy. That's what I could feel. Now I only know what I know, so I know for sure my brain fog cleared. The only thing that I did different from point A to point B was NAD. But I'm also 49, so I feel like it has turned back the aging cycle for me. I don't feel I look like I would had I never started it. So I think the anti-aging component to it as well. And you know, the energy and metabolism. I mean, I can't say for certain. I mean, I'm tired just with my lifestyle, right?
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
I'm a mom. I own a business.
There's no magic pill for it.
There's no.
Okay.
There really isn't. So if you're gonna come in here and think you're gonna be an Energizer bunny, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But metabolism, I do think that there's definitely a correlation of metabolism and weight loss and things like that. So, and the time that I did start to gain weight was the year that I wasn't doing NAD.
With this procedure, right, they want to do a consultation first, and it was like any basic
Yeah.
consultation.
I mean, we should start with saying NAD and supplements like peptides and stuff are getting very trendy right now. And so it's really easy, I would say, for practitioners to want to earn the income based off of the fact that these things are being very trendy and going out into the world very easily. So that consultation piece of it, I think, was huge for us feeling secure in the fact that we are being given some kind of therapy, especially intravenous therapy, right? You're getting it hooked up, literally a needle into your vein. Like that's something that requires definitely some intention. So it was important to us that we did that, you know, consultation with the PA.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought it was a really seamless experience. She was super kind, asked a lot of good questions, was very knowledgeable.
Knows her stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Alyssa.
yeah,
She was awesome.
Alyssa, yeah, she was great. You know, very welcoming, and you know, basic questions with some more detailed questions as well. So general medical history, what do we do for diet and exercise, additional supplementation, medication, what are our energy levels like. I had to express that I have, you know, done some peptide therapy in the past and hadn't really seen results. It wasn't or at least I couldn't tell that I was supposed to see the results that everybody was raving about. Spoke about having not the greatest experience with the practitioner that I was working with earlier. And you know, how I run my own business. Lacey runs her own business. Handle daily fatigue. We train really hard. We eat really clean. But I suffer from a lot of brain fog, fatigue, elongated soreness. So I wanted to address those things, and NAD seemed like a really great step to take in hopes that I could see some change. So she recommended that I actually go on a lower dose in the beginning and then go more frequently, while with you it was the same dose but a little less frequently, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and just to clarify the dosing amount too, there are several different levels and it's of potency. So lower dose means lower potency. And that's where we learned that most people should start, is with that lower dose to see how you respond to it. And we'll talk about the effects of the treatment shortly, but it affects you immediately. So a lower dose, and then either frequency of dosing over time, or increasing the dosage amount in the same amount of time. So it kind of depends on who you are as a person. Cavan's a foot taller than me and weighs 100 pounds more than I do. So what his treatment is going to be different than my treatment, right? And so that was something that we wanted to make sure that we had a conversation about, and they were obviously very clear about it. But yeah, for me, I'm going to continue at the lowest dose because I'm a small person, and I'm actually going to right now go once a quarter. So Cavan's will be 6 to 8 weeks, and then I'll be going probably 10 to 12 weeks.
Right. So with that in mind, you know, you're probably wondering, like, what is NAD? What does it do? Right. So I would love to explain that to you, but I think that Angela's words are going to be more than mine. So I'm going to let you listen in on exactly what she said to us when we were in the studio in the med spa at Liquivida, and have her take you through her experience and how she started NAD, the impact that it had, and what it does throughout the body to help everything that it's going to help. I don't want to spoil it, so check it out.
NAD itself it's a coenzyme. It's responsible for energy, metabolism, and DNA repair. It helps for losing weight. It helps energy, and then from a DNA repair perspective, I mean, it's turning over your cells. So you know, as you get older, the coenzyme of NAD is in all living cells. So you already have NAD in your cells, but as you get older, those cell production declines, and then you don't have as much NAD in your cells. So when your DNA is not able to repair in the way that it's supposed to repair, aging, fatigue, you know, breakdown of your body, all those things start happening.
So after that explanation, I mean, we had decided at this point that we wanted to do it, but I think that after that explanation, it was clear that we wanted to actually feel the benefits of having less brain fog. We both have to be creative and on point and organized, and we're in meetings and writing and
just
coaching.
General energy and recovery
too.
And
that as well as general
exercise,
energy,
travel, all of it.
So those things, and then if the metabolism side of it works with our diet,
and
exercise,
that'd be incredible
as well. So
there could be things going on inside here that, although we have regular blood testing done, I've done peptide therapy, so has he. There's just, I think things can just slip through the cracks, and a treatment like NAD that is not harmful to you but is only helpful, to figure out if that's something adding to your routine and your supplementation is going to make a difference. Like, I'm for it.
Yeah. So after we went through the consultation, and then we were, as you saw in the video, I'm sitting there in the chair. We had to get our vitals checked. So heart rate, blood pressure, all good. And then they have to actually stick the needle into your vein for intravenous therapy. Lacey had a really smooth go at it. Went in,
I have
1, 2, 3.
Very cooperative veins.
And while I might have very large veins, they were rolling around, and I needed an extra needle and some extra help to get that in. So that was a good laugh that we had. I was like, come on, gang, like, we can do this all together. Like, and they're like, are you okay? And I was like, I was fine. They were very supportive and checking in, making sure I was okay. I don't worry about needles. It doesn't bother me at all. But the process was really smooth. Before.
Which is also a testament to their professionalism too, because I'm sure you've either dealt with someone in healthcare before or had your blood drawn or an IV and probably had a negative experience. So having a positive experience when it could have been negative is another big factor in wanting to continue to work with someone that's elective.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of negative experiences, there are some side effects that happen during NAD, and this is why they slow drip. Right, so you can do a regular drip or a slow drip, and there are some locations, as Angela said to us at the time of our consultation and prep, that she went in and they didn't offer a slow drip.
So we slow drip NAD because NAD is working at a cellular level. So there are definitely some side effects when you open up an IV for NAD. So you can get heaviness of chest where it's hard to breathe. It feels hard to breathe. Nothing's happening, but you have that sensation, that feeling of it being hard to breathe. You also can get some cramping. So you cramp up into, just have like stomach cramps. Other people get congestion. So you could get some congestion as well. I typically get congestion and I get heaviness of my chest. It's so interesting because even during, I could turn the drip off, those symptoms go away immediately.
Wow.
And you don't feel them. When you're done with the drip, the symptoms go away immediately and you don't feel them. Like, you feel fine afterwards. Now you may feel a little bit fatigued because your body's kind of working on overtime, because it's, again, it's working at that cellular level and your body is having those level of reactions. So you may feel a little bit fatigued. But you're not gonna, you won't have that continuing sensation of anything that you may have felt. And everybody's different. I have some clients who feel nothing. And then I have others that are like, I can't go above the top. So typically a slow drip for us is anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. It really depends on the client. We have the ability to turn it up a little bit. And then if the client can take that, we're happy to do that.
And some of these side effects are pretty severe. And I teased, as you saw in the beginning of the video, I was like, can I break the record today? Like, can I get in and out as fast as possible?
Yeah.
Because it's a 3-hour experience, so you gotta be patient through it. And they tested a faster drip on me, and it was wild what happened. So
running up a mountain.
No, I mean, I felt like someone that was 300 pounds was standing on my chest. I got flush. My eyes started to water, and it was fine, and then it wasn't fine. And then as soon as she turned off the drip, I was normal again. So it was
turned it back down.
Yeah. Well, no, she actually shut it.
Oh, she shut it off. Okay.
Completely.
Wow.
So with that, I was like, this was very strange. We can start slow, and we ended up ramping it up to the highest amount at the end, like the final hour. But it does take time for your body to acclimate to that. So instead of
so we incrementally increased it over the 3-hour period. So we started very slow. We tested it at a like right after we started, we tested it at a faster, almost like high-end drip, and we were both like, whoa. It affected me completely different. I felt it a lot more in my stomach and in my extremities. Felt very like...
You got a little congested too.
Yeah, I did. I had some nasal congestion, which Angela said is a common symptom. And part of that is like the therapy targets the parts of your body that need healing, which I thought was interesting how she explained it. So anyway, we, ramped it up and then brought it back down, and then just incrementally over the 3-hour time period, increased it once we acclimated to that next level.
Yeah, for sure. And I wish I could show you some super cool highlights of us sitting in chairs with an IV in our arm, but we really just sat there and worked the whole time.
Yeah.
They made the room super comfortable. They asked if we wanted lights.
Eating pads, fuzzy blankets.
Yeah, everything, the whole nine. They assist you to the bathroom.
You take your little IV pole and you walk across the hallway.
Yeah, so I mean, all in all, it was we got a lot done in those 3 hours, but it was really just sitting there and waiting for it to finish. And I mean, what are your final thoughts on the process of getting it done, and how you felt thereafter? I think that's really important to talk about.
Yeah, the process was, like Cavan said, pretty seamless. Once the IV was in my vein, then I was able to just kind of, let it start doing its thing. I didn't feel anything super crazy when it was at the normal slow drip level that you're supposed to start at. And then kind of once we sat down in the recliner chairs, I was like, ooh, a little like woozy, just because it, starts getting into your bloodstream. But you really do acclimate pretty quickly. It's nothing scary. It's just like, okay, I feel a little different, and you need to check in with your body and figure out, like, what is this feeling? Why am I having it? And then, can I increase it or should I stay here? Whatever. So that was fine, and it was very comfortable. As soon as we were done, I felt, interesting. I don't know. I don't have a good word for it. I wasn't like fatigued. Yeah, we got tired later in the day.
I felt like very
I felt
awake,
floaty.
like I noticed a lot
Yeah.
more of what was going on around me, and maybe
Sure.
that was just because I went through the whole experience for 3 hours and I was just waiting to see what it would feel like.
Yeah.
Almost like I went for a light jog and was
Yeah.
very present.
There was like a little kind of like high,
Sure.
like to your body. Like
Yeah.
I felt like very like in touch with what was going on in my body, but very like kind of woozy almost.
Yeah.
Like body high.
And then later on in the day, I felt very tired, like
He was
very
toast.
frustrated because I had more things I wanted to do, and my body said,
At 9
"No,
o'clock, he was like,
you are
I'm going to
done.
bed."
You are done for the day." But I think I had the best night's sleep of
Yeah.
my life.
Your recovery was like 95%.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Which I have not recovered that way in a very long time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think I slept pretty good. I don't know that I noticed a big difference there. I think that, overall it's probably, I don't know, maybe I'm just being skeptical, but like I'll have to wait it out and really see as our cells recycle and they heal and things like that. Maybe I'll feel a little different. I've definitely had some more energy since we did it. Cavan was gone for a few days and I had trouble sleeping when he's gone, so I think I've been a little more tired. But overall, I do think my brain fog is definitely a little bit better.
Yeah.
I notice a difference.
I agree. And I think for me, like I said, I recovered really well, and I got on a flight the next day. And I have trouble working on flight just because I'm really big. The seats are really small. You're next to somebody you don't know. It's weird. But I got into this amazing flow state. And for a 4-hour flight, I worked the entire time, and I had not done that in a very long time. So
Cognitive benefits.
placebo or not, I don't know yet because it was so early.
Either way, it's working.
But I liked what I felt and
Yeah.
what was going on
For sure.
thereafter. So if you're curious about NAD, the question isn't why would you do it, but why not? Why wouldn't you give it a shot, right?
The only reason you can't is if you have certain particular health restraints, basically, which there should be a PA or some a nurse in the office that you have it done at that can explain that stuff to you. But for the normal, regular, healthy person, it doesn't matter your age or what type of physical activity you do, as long as you don't, I think it's probably like heart conditions and
Sure.
things like that. It's accessible to pretty much anyone.
Absolutely. So just to recap, the NAD therapy session occurred because of a social connection on Instagram. We met Angela. We
Made a great friend in the
loved,
process.
loved her, loved the space, loved the team. The theory behind it is that what happens inside the body is what we can do is help heal ourselves and allow them to work the way that we want them to work, right? When we're younger, we all have NAD in our body. So what happens is over time that diminishes, and then the coenzyme does not connect to the rest of does not help your cells connect as well as they possibly can. So if we can increase our ability for our cells to work better, our brain function, our energy, our metabolism, theory is behind that we can do things for a longer period of time, hence reversing the age of our life. So in theory, if we continue to do this and take care of ourselves mentally and physically with training, recovery, and nutrition along the way, we'll be able to do what we love to do in this life for a longer period of time. Now, you're going to have to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can follow along with our journey, because we're going to keep you updated with recaps and things that happen along the way with these long videos and short videos as well. So,
and we'll be getting our second treatment done
in like 5 weeks for me.
Yeah.
So in 5 weeks, I'll come back with a little bit more.
An
But
update.
we love what we've done so far, and I think Liquivida Naples is a great place for us to do it.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.